Hi friends, as you all know, tuberculosis is an infectious disease and it is spread by droplet nuclei to one person to another person. So tuberculosis patient should be kept away from other patient, and we should take some precautions so that he cannot spread the disease to other normal people. Friends, today I thought I will discuss about the separation of tuberculosis patient in a hospital setup. Usually tuberculosis patient is treated by DOTS therapy in home setup, and patient can receive the treatment under directly observed therapy at home itself. But some patient, sometimes they develop some complications or their general condition is not good. In those situations, patient need hospital admission. But during hospital admission, we must have this in our mind that whether this patient should be kept with other patients or patient should be kept in a separate room. Friends, keeping a tuberculosis patient in a separate room, sometimes it arises like some suspicion patient attendant mind, or it is a stigma that why my patient is kept in a separate ward or separate room. For this reason, patient family members, society and medical staffs, all of us, we should be aware of the fact that how tuberculosis is spread from one patient to another patient by droplet nuclei. Patient coughs out, sneezes out the bacteria and it is in the air, then another person inhale that air and get the infection. Now, there should be some priorities. Whenever a patient is admitted in the hospital, if we know the status of the patient, whether the patient is put on positive. If the patient is put on positive for acid-fast bacilli, I mean for mycobacterium tuberculosis, then he must be kept in a separate ward. If the patient is a suspected case of tuberculosis, then also we must consider to keep the patient in a separate place. And then another thing, some immunocompromised patients, sometimes they are admitted in our wards. So we should give priority to those immunocompromised patients, so that the immunocompromised patients are away from the tuberculosis patient. Because immunocompromised patients usually get the infection very easily. So they should be away from tuberculosis patient. And if multi-drug resistant tuberculosis confirmed case or suspected cases are there, then also we have to keep those patients in a separate ward. But if separate ward is not visible, if not available, then at least a separate room, or if that also not available, then at least a separate area where good ventilation is there, so that the air is circulated continuously and the concentration of tuberculosis bacteria in the air is less. And in these situations also we should keep in mind the immunocompromised patient will get the infection easily. So whatever place we select, we should keep in mind that immunocompromised patient will get the infection. So they should be kept away. And regarding ventilation, the area, the ward or the room, whatever we select, regarding ventilation, there should be good exhaust fan, and there should be good sunlight, so that the room air is not loaded with lots of mycobacterium tuberculosis. So friends, keeping a tuberculosis patient in hospital is no issue, but these things we should consider before keeping a sputum positive patient in a ward or in a room in hospital. Thank you all. Bye for now.